Alright, what's going on? Just got done eating some banana bread. Shit was good. Gonna be using some Stirling Hipster. This one, I thought it was based on a fragrance, but when I went to go look it up, I couldn't find it anywhere. So maybe I was wrong. But this is a pretty nice scent. It's very fresh and clean. Pretty musky. So the scent notes were like amber, musk, leather, coffee, tobacco, vetiver, florals. But it's just kind of like a clean, nice, pleasant scent. Off the puck, it's probably about a 5, right around medium. So that's perfectly fine for me. But we're gonna give that a go. Very nice. I got some right here in my Stirling Collapsible bowl. This is my travel bowl, $6. This thing works awesome. I got a little bit of water sloshing in there just to soften it up, because those little knobs on the bottom, they're kind of tall. So when I'm trying to agitate the soap with the brush, it's kind of hard to get all the way down to the soap. Oops. So if there is one negative, I would say those little feelers are kind of tall. So, all right. So the wife came and she brought me a couple packages that were at the house. So she brought them up to me, and let's just start off with that right there. Look at those gel tips right there. Fantastic. That is the V4 tip knot from Milton over at Turn and Shave. And let's just hope that the lighting does this justice. It's like an emerald green on top with gold flake, and it actually has the green running all the way through the center. So if you could see through the gold flake, it actually has that dark green running all the way through the center. Just fantastic. I cannot wait to use this. She also brought me my big old bag of PAA sample colognes. These things were dirt cheap, so if you wanted to try any of PAA's scents, I recommend going to his little scent chart on his website, picking stuff that's interesting to you, because these little cologne samples, or aftershave samples I should say, they are dirt cheap. So it's a good way to try before you buy type deal. And we're just going to go with the Karve again. So the Karve stainless steel B plate with the Gillette platinum blade. And that's what we're going with. I'm drinking some Pineapple Pillows Hazy IPA from Great Notion in Portland. I figured, you know, Portland's probably the hipster capital, so might as well go with the hipster beer here to go with our hipster soap. So, good shit. And of course we had to use Karve, because the face of Karve, Jack from the Virtual Groomroom, the customer service guy, he's moving to Portland. So, had to use a hipster razor as well. And of course I'm just making fun, but just had to throw that out there. Alright, let's wring this out so we don't wash out our soap. Let's get going. Let's see if I can get down to the soap. I don't normally bloom, like I said in one of my previous videos, but because the nature of this travel bowl, having those tall knobs on it, it's kind of hard to get down to the soap. So softening up the soap before lathering does help incorporate it a little bit faster. Now, I did a little test lathering yesterday just to get the brush clean before its actual first run. And I found it ate a lot of soap. So I don't know if that's normal or maybe I just didn't put enough in for its first lathering. But I found I wasn't getting much of a hand lather with it. I don't know what's up with that. And I have noticed since I've worked with it that I've lost 2 hairs. But it's a brand new brush, so there's that. And it appears I forgot to put any water, so sorry about that. Shouldn't take long to get some in there. This is kind of going off the rails here, but we'll get by. I don't normally have the water running in the back. That should be good enough. I'm just kind of wondering if it's normal for this thing to eat soap or if this is just a figment of my imagination. Got another hair there. I can tell you the gel tips on this thing are soft. Soft, soft, soft. Alright. Got a decent load there. Let's go ahead and wet the face. So yeah, I got about 10 aftershave samples in 10 different scents. So that's just an awesome way to try PAA stuff before you actually commit. And I gotta say, a lot of what I've cracked open so far has smelled fantastic. So it's good news. When I finally go to make an order, I think I'm gonna have a hard time. Now this is what I was kind of worried about. Yesterday it seemed like it was eating the soap, and today it appears it is kind of eating the soap. So it's not super abnormal for new natural hair brushes to eat the soap while they're kind of going through their little break-in period. But we'll see if that proves to be the case with this one. I could tell you it is soft as can be. These gel tips are the real deal. This is a 28 millimeter, but it doesn't actually, in all reality, it doesn't feel that way. I just don't know. Maybe on your side it looks good. On my side it looks thin. But I know I put a lot of soap in there, so I don't know. I don't know what to do. It definitely looks to me like the knot is eating the soap. I don't know. I mean, I don't got much left to work from. And I put about my normal amount in there. So there's that. I know a lot of people, you need to kind of overwhelm them with proof for them to believe you when something kind of not perfect is happening. But really thin. And, you know, Stirling is not hard to work up. So in this case, I'm assuming the knot is the issue here, because I've used Stirling a ton and never had a problem with it. So we're just going to go with this thin layer because I can't seem to work it up anymore. It's still going to be plenty of slick. So long as I keep my technique right, it shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. Smells great. It's kind of unfortunate that it's kind of being a lather hog, but it's not the end of the world. This is just first use. Maybe I'll unlock some hidden potential. With more time, you know, with the razor. It's totally possible. Alright. It's a good first pass. Like I said, all you really need is that slickness. It's pretty much what I've found out over time. All you really need is the slickness. The cushion is kind of not necessary if you have a light touch and you have good technique, you know. But it's nice to have. It looks great when you can make a big old Santa Claus beard, as they call it. Big old fluffy clouds. And there's just there's just nothing left. There's hardly any soap left. There's hardly any soap in the bottom of here. And there's hardly any that was in the brush. Just kind of tried to add water to see if it would activate, but it just kind of looks kind of thin now. I don't know, guys. Help me out. If you think that this was all me and not the brush or not the soap, let me know. But I mean, look at that. It's watery. It's hardly there. I don't know what to tell you guys. I've never had this happen with Stirling, so I'm thinking it's very possible that it is the brush eating my lather. And there's another brush here. That's like 4. Alright. So not the best run here with this first go. Looks gorgeous, but it's definitely not see how thin that is? It's definitely not the best looking lather by any stretch of the imagination. Just in case you guys get crazy with me, there's a blade in there. If anything, I can see my lines really well. Still have that layer of slickness. That's going to be there no matter what. No matter if you can hardly see a lather or not. If you applied it to your face, that slickness is going to be there. Alright, let's kind of feel around. Kind of warm in here today. Feels pretty good. I do think it's probably about time to get a new blade in here. But other than that, I think we still managed to get a good shave, because you don't need a crazy lather if you have good technique. But I really do want to know what you guys think. Do you think it's the new natural hair brush eating my lather? Do you think it was me? I kind of gave you guys a preview of how much soap I had in the bottom of the bowl. So, what do you guys think? I know it's not Stirling, so we can just phase that out. It's not Stirling. It's either me or the brush, you know? I've overhydrated lathers before. It's not off the table. I'm not, you know, it could have been me. I'm unfamiliar with the knot. I could have overhydrated it. But I have experienced natural hair brushes eating the lather or hogging the lather. That's kind of where the wet shaving term lather hog came from. It's from natural hair brushes eating lather, not giving it back up. They're hogging it. So, all right. Whew. And that stuff, it's still kind of there. It's a lot lighter now, but there's still just a mild scent. That tastes fantastic. All right, so let's bust out our aftershave sample for today. This one is the Big Shave Swest aftershave sample, and this is the 2019 Big Shave Swest, not the 2020. Although those are available now, even though the activity has been postponed, or the event, I should say. So they come in these little vials. I don't know how much is in it. I guess I should have probably tried to remember that. But it's about the height of, you know, one of your fingers, a digit. And it's not a spray. It just has this little cap. It's not necessarily twist off. It just has a little rib that holds it in place. So just kind of try to hold it firm. This isn't really an applicator. If you could see that. It's not really an applicator, but I still like to get the oil off. And we'll just try to kind of restrict it with a finger a little bit. Is this going to stand up or is it going to fall? Okay, stood up. I have to keep my eye on it. Okay. All right, Big Shave Swest 2019. Okay. It's not the same as Hipster. Not at all. I kind of thought it was similar when I just kind of put it up to one of my nostrils, but it's not the same. It's quite unique in its own right. It smells good. I would say it's definitely leans a lot more masculine than Hipster did. Let's get a little bit more. Try to use about half the sample. Yeah, so this one, wow, I really should have looked it up. This one's definitely more masculine. I'd say it's probably still musky. Yeah, I should have looked the scent notes up on that. Smells good though. Kind of hard to describe for me, which means it's probably pretty well blended. All right, let me get the cap back on this guy. It's just kind of like a little pressure cap. There we go. Looks like I used just about half the sample, which is perfect. I'm just going to put it right back in its sleeve. The packaging on these is just fine. They're each in their own little, their little sample one. And then the total of the samples was put in a larger Ziploc. And then that was covered with kind of like some styrofoam. Not styrofoam, but some sort of like squishy protective material. And then that was in a box. So definitely packaging really good. The turn and shave came in real good packaging. It was like bubble wrapped, and then it had like a nice like cloth sleeve with a little zip string, and then that was in a box, and then the box had like some paper packaging around it, and then that was in another bag. So turn and shave, real good packaging as well. I think the brush is absolutely stunning. Milton did a fantastic job bringing my vision to life. But the tip knot, super soft. Super, super soft. I've lost about 4 hairs between yesterday and today. And I suspect it's eating my lather. But you guys tell me what you think. And then I, of course, used the Stirling Collapsible bowl. As you can see, not much, but some airy lather left over, perhaps overhydrated. I was trying to make that last little bit come to life. It just wouldn't happen. Got our stainless steel Karve with the Gillette Platinum blade. This thing, fantastic. And of course, Stirling Hipster soap sample. This stuff smelt great. And even though I wasn't able to make a nice Santa Claus beard lather, it had enough slickness to give me a perfect shave. So no problems there. Stirling, still a fantastic product. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Cheers, guys. Catch you on the next one.